Woo! Morning check-in and my personal thoughts. What's going on in the world today? Yeah, same old shit. I just saw, it's fine morning. It's a nice morning. I think it's gonna be a little hot today or whatever. But last night, yeah, I saw the typical pineapple show. We're gonna get that in, I'll say, a couple more minutes. I want to talk about yesterday. I think Kuda did a string. Salute. Kuda did a string about the manosphere and understanding that shit. I think he did 2 strings. The other one was a marathon. And everybody saluted me in that chat. Salute to them from yesterday. The ones that salute me. Dane and them, shouts out to them. But he had like a little voting thing. He said, is the manosphere dead? Some people say yes. Most people say no. And it's kind of weird, But to me, I've been saying it's been dead for a minute. It's always been dead. Me and Wacky was preaching that shit 2 years ago. And actually, I was preaching it last year saying it was dead. But he's been saying it for years. And I was saying it on panels like 2 years ago. And then I preached it on this channel. It's been dead for a while. The essence of it's gone. That's why a lot of people's been sold out a long time ago. And that's why you got a split of different factions of the spaces. Which is, most people say it's sad, but technically it's not sad. Niggas get what they get. They put illiterate fuck niggas in they shit, and then there you are. And then you got Soul and Black going to Rumble. Shouts out to Soul and Black. Nothing but the best, Always going to support him regardless. He's doing his thing, and it's a good look, if he wants to go there. I was thinking about Rumble too, and I said to myself, nah, it ain't my speed. But I respect that individual. That's it. But outside of that, it's just, we'll have our agrees and disagreements, It's gone new. Salute. But it's been dead for a long time. And Kuda was doing the stream. I caught the tail or middle into the tail end of it. And when he was talking, and it was talking about women, this and that, like, I understand everybody had a panel and all that other stuff. But one thing I could say for certain, it's not coming back. Like, a lot of people think this is bad. No, it's not coming back. The shit that 1.0 used to have, it meant something. It meant something when I was a lot younger. But now it's like when you get a certain age, you're just tired. I'm already been on the red pill tip and always have been. I've been consistent. Thing is, I understand things how it is now, but it takes time. The older you get, the better you understand how people are, especially on the internet. I don't treat this thing serious because the internet is just a joke to me at this point, because you ain't got real content creators no more doing real things. But that just shows you why people talk about the manosphere way too much. And I'm glad. I was thinking about putting the title, making a response stream, what Kuda was saying, but I didn't see the whole stream. I saw a little bit because I was in the stream, because it took me a minute, because I was looking at other content, Grand Theft Auto content. I was too busy looking at lore videos and things, trying to get away from this shit. Because since I'm doing content itself, I can do that as well. It's something different what I'm trying to do. And niggas ain't gonna change. That's just what it is. And I'm glad the LBM Coliseum is taking a break. Ramil, Ramil streams every morning. Now, I used to do this every morning before Ramil used to do it. He used to do it somewhere around lunchtime on my time or in the afternoon. He'll stream around 12 o'clock p.m. afternoon. And because I remember, was it last year when I started streaming, he was around that time. He was doing streams like that around 11 in the morning and later Eastern time. And that's what it was. And then he started going at 9 Eastern, but his time essentially is 8 Eastern. He keeps streaming every morning. So basically, Ramil chose the morning side, which is good. And then that changes based off the months we're in now. So we're going to be in September in a couple of days. And it's just what it is. And it's just like, yeah, it's been watered down. It's always been watered down. It's been done. So a lot of people don't understand it. Now, the essence of the 1.0, it always exists. It's just they graduated. It's just the 2.0, shouts out to Wacky for that. And he said it's been a problem. And that's why you got the split with 3.0, which it doesn't exist no more. And then 2.0 don't either, because people don't fuck with the manosphere like that. Like lot of people, when Kevin passed away, that was it. What's going on, Pastor? Salute. And it's just like, I see it, but we're going to talk about this pineapple bullshit. I got some screenshots for y'all, but not for this Thursday, but the next Thursday. I'm going to explain about that narcissistic bitch, King Steph. I'm going to clown her ass Thursday. Not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, because I do my Thursday. My Thursday's going to be different, but you know what I mean? But next Thursday, I'm going to clown her ass. She claims she got a podcast, man. That bitch ain't nothing. She ain't nothing but a pass-around hoe on Instagram, be capping. We're going to clown her ass. But shouts out to Absalom making that player attempt, man. Absalom, man. Shouts out to the Mac era. The Mac era. Shouts out to Absalom. And it is what it is, man. It's just, you know, I mean, she tried to do that nigga dirty, man. Like, salute to Absalom, though. He got a great channel. Y'all go over there and subscribe to him. But he's one of my mods. And I tell you, he calls himself King 7. I know he got a clip. Yeah, I'm going to talk about him next Thursday. I ain't going to clown Absalom. Absalom made a great attempt. And she wasn't with it. She just wanted some dick that night. Because I know what it is. And it's just what it is. Like, I see a bunch of bullshit. And I'm glad I got that out the way. Because that's what I really want to talk about. Yeah, he clipped it. I know. He going to clip it. And I'm going to talk about it next Thursday. Because I'm going to say something different next Thursday. Cause I got to see what's really going on this week. And if it's something to talk about, I'll speak on it. And give you a little sneak peek or whatever. But Wednesday, I'm going to talk about that Corey Kenshin. It's very promising. I don't think Corey realized, and I talked about this Sunday, like, I'm going to talk about extensively why this favoritism, and I'll research certain articles. I might have to do more, because Wednesday's going to be an interesting topic, because I'm going to be really going depth why favoritism exists, and you got certain problems. So when you have certain problems about favoritism, like Corey, you're a Christian. You can't talk about religion on the internet like it used to. I'll tell you a secret. Back in the day, you can got away with 2007 when you talk about religion and politics together. But here's the thing. They want you to talk about politics. It's a secret. They want you to talk about politics. They don't care if it's whatever. But the trick is it has to be finessed. You got to finesse the politics a little bit. It has to be red and blue. That's it. Because, see, YouTube and Twitter are retarded. They want you to talk about red and blue bullshit. That's how their minds work. You can't talk about extreme politics. They want you to keep it minimal. Religion, they just don't want you to talk about it at all. Because niggas get offended in these spaces, whatever spaces you talk about. Corey, you just got to be careful, especially if you're doing it for children. It's going to be a problem with you in the future. But see, you're not that nigga. You're not Marquise Brownlee. See, Marquise Brownlee does not talk about religion every day on his content. Or, you know, y'all do video games, but you talk about religion and through that. You got to be careful. There was a guy that did a Grand Theft Auto 5 thing, the Masonic shit that he was doing, and he was playing it, talking about all the symbolisms, right? They flagged one of his channels and took his channel out. So you got to be careful. And this is back 2013. This is like 9 years ago. They've been on that tip, man. Like, they've been watching this shit decades. Because YouTube was the Wild West in the early days. They cut that shit out in 2012 and prior. I'm telling you. 2012 is when they started. And then they kept on going the other way. So, in reality, Corey, you got to understand that this shit, it's on your head, bro. And especially if you're a Christian. You know, Christians don't get a lot of love. I mean, they get protection on YouTube as long as they step in line. But see, if you're a radical Christian or you just radical, period, you know, a radical black man, they don't see Christian, they see black man, end of the day, your ass is done. You cannot be a Christian, do anything for kids' content, and you're a black man, and they're going to look at you as a P word. They don't care. They look at you as a pedophile. But Corey Kenshin has to understand, there is always favoritism and bias and a little racism. This site is built off that. It's built off that since its inception. Do I get mad about it? No, because it is what it is. Look at Google. Look at YouTube. They're the same. That's why people don't fuck with it as much. And it's sad that they don't fuck with websites that ain't catered to us and we ain't build our own. See, if we had a website and a search engine and the internet, they ain't gonna let niggas have that type of power. See, that's too much power. That's like you're being too revolutionary. Now you're trying to compete. They don't want niggas to, get it up in there. But black folks as a collective ain't doing shit. Let's keep it real. We just want bullshit. They don't want change. That takes nerve and all that stuff. Then you got to follow guidelines and shit. Now, if you surpass the guidelines, they're going to treat you like everybody else. So, yeah. They always want to control the nigga voice. Always. This ain't ours. If we create our own shit, there'll be problems. It's a risk. A lot of people are so brainwashed and mind fucked. We can't even go forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand why people co-sign that shit and just, the favoritism. But I understand it. Favoritism is king. Favoritism is king. And that's the problem with this website. And I've been saying people, like, if you have your own shit, you be good. But it can solve a lot of problems and won't solve a lot of problems. But you have to understand that most people, that Corey got 14 million subscribers. He needs to cut that shit out. Like, dude, you're fine. Even though you're a Christian, you get some protection, but you cannot do content for children because it's going to get age restricted all the time. That's why I always press no on my shit. If you press no, you're not getting flagged. If you're pressing yes, you're out of there. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for guys like you. It all started on Tumblr when they started doing that shit. And then when YouTube saw that, they said, fuck it, we need to make a law. A lot of people try to say YouTube didn't make a law. They was been on it. No. They've been on this shit since 2018. They try to say 2019. No, I try to tell certain niggas, no. They've been doing this for a long time. This ain't nothing new. I've been on this shit for decades, and I know what's going on. It's always been this way. They lie a lot until they roll out. In the years, they got to control it. They wait. And this is why they start fucking with people. Let's go on, Shig. Salute. And it's just what it is. Like, when you on that path, they want you gone. They'll get rid of your black ass. Because I seen it. They got rid of Black Pride I used to listen to. He's still around, but he had a lot of videos. He had some couple of channels, and he's been on here for years. And he been saying it since 10 years ago when I was listening to him. And his shit is very accurate. He was saying it in 2015 when I was listening to him, while I wasn't doing content. So I've been around and understand and know that they've been playing this shit for a long time. They just rolled it out in 2018. And when Obama was out of office, they did it under Trump. It got worse. It got worse under Biden now, but it's gotten worse because Trump implemented that shit. Obama implemented that shit. So fuck all three presidents at this point and prior. Fuck the Bush era too. Bush era was not the great era. No, you had a lot of corruption. That's why people are fucked up in the head right now thinking the internet is great. No, it's not. It's still a civil war. That's why anarchists ain't on the streets no more. Everybody done sold out. So Corey, everybody's gonna look at you as a sellout with 14 million, man. You gotta get that. And finally, I'm glad a big YouTuber's been saying it. I've been saying it for years prior to Corey. The shit that he's talking about, I've been saying that years ago. I said it in the workplace about these pathetic ass websites that won't exist in the next 10 to 15 years. And it won't. Because black men got to build their own shit, build their own internet, and separate from this world. And it's going to happen. We just don't know when. And it's a collective. See, what we're doing right now, this is small shit. Once you see another website, and then we take the own ideas, what we want in it, if someone builds one, I'll support it. It's just gonna you have to have a mind to build that too. It's not just about money, it's how you build it together. Next thing you know, there you are. You have a space for it. And then the young men will come through, they'll be on our side. So I'm saying, but most men don't want that. So-called most men, but they're really males on these spaces or whatever. But men, the real men, it's a small fraction of us that's doing this. Got to do it. And tell the young people, YouTube is not the wave. It's just something you use as a tool, but in reality, don't invest in it. I think I told this to Saruin one time off air. I said, he don't invest in it. I don't invest in it. That's what happens when you're monetized. I told this to Psycho Candy past Sunday, like 2 days ago, and like Sunday, on Sunday Madness 35th edition. We said this very clearly. Once you get monetized, you're done. You can't say what you want. You're already in mainstream media. They're already going to water you down and make you like a sexual, like a metrosexual. That's the whole point. They want to make the black man a metrosexual. Look at today's video games. Everybody's bitching and complaining about Saints Row. That's just one example. And the upcoming Grand Theft Auto game. And number two, they're bitching about politics changing because females are getting in it because of this abortion law shit. I told you that Roe v. Wade divided people. That divided people. It's going to divide gender. And they really going to do it in a way they're pushing the metrosexual shit on you. And you got to accept it. It's kind of like, you're here now. They've been doing this for years. They just took off the hood and said, fuck you, accept it. And YouTube is going to co-sign pro-metal. And I ain't talking bad about them. It's just, that's the culture you got. It's not wokeism and all that. No, woke just means you're awakened. It's a stupid word that y'all using. Y'all need to stop saying it. Quit giving them praise. It's like blaming the white man for shit. But you got to blame the white man for allowing that shit to happen. They co-sign it. Metrosexual shit still, it's here to stay because there's a reason for that. To balance out the incel shit. They know what they're doing. They're trying to get rid of you motherfuckers. And YouTube's been doing it for a long time. Google too, they've been pushing that metro shit. You see it in cell phone companies like T-Mobile, Verizon, all these companies, all these corporations, they're pushing that on you. So if you don't like something, if you don't like metro, they're gonna call you what, you know, like the stupid word homophobe. Ain't nobody afraid of them. Or you're just a hater. You hate same sexuals and shit, like gay people, for instance. That's what they're gonna use. It's tropes, and then they use other shit in virtual signaling languages, right? Actually, they virtual signaling their damn selves too. So again, you see it in media. So be careful when you're monetized. They got you. See, I can say what I want when I'm not monetized. They don't hit me for saying. I say some outrageous shit and I admit it and I stand on my disrespect. Because they ain't gonna be watching this anyway. But when it comes to big YouTubers, fuck every last one of them. Fuck every last one of them. I stand on that disrespect because I don't give a fuck about it. I don't have to use their pathetic ass videos. I got the screenshots. That's my content. Every other Thursday. If I want to talk some bullshit, I show how pathetic and just go watch their videos. Just don't play my shit because Google and YouTube's on some weird shit. They don't like my ass because I'm the bad guy to them. So I know. Because you got a lot of weird motherfuckers that got a lot of subscribers think they better, which they're not. They're bitch ass people in real life. They can't do nothing. I'm a real person. I do what I do outside of this shit. I don't need a lot of followers like that. No, it's like the old content when I used to talk about historical shit. That was rare. Shit I was talking about back then, it wasn't popular. It got noticed over time when it was trending. Years later, I stopped doing content. I stopped doing it in 2015. And in 2020, that was like, you know, the pinnacle. I was trying to come back. I was on panels and stuff. But the next year, I finally come back after 6 years. I started putting out some content. Because everybody was scared about the pandemic and shit. But see, 2021, I had fun. This year, it's all right. I ain't going to say it's bad, but it's been an all right year. And I kind of like the summer. This summer content, I'm really enjoying it. I don't care how many views I don't get or not. Long as it's out there. This is going to be memorable because I want to tell y'all something. What they're doing now is they shooting themselves in the foot. People ain't going to co-sign it, but that's what they got right now in the planet. They're pushing metrosexuality. That's what they want. And the younger generation want it. They want the drill music. You see it in everything. It's always been there. It's just they want to be next. They said, nigga, we're going to use you. But if you want to be famous, you got to be a metrosexual. Or same-sex, you know, a gay person. They want you in tight shit. Put the clothes on, nigga, or if you don't get no money. Period. They don't want you to be rough-looking and masculine and dressing they don't want and speak vividly about against the world. They used to do that to me years ago, and they told us niggas, you don't belong on here. See, they send the CIA and the government on our ass. but telling the truth about certain historical facts, try to take my ass down, but it didn't work. Yeah, docile indoctrination. That's the whole point. They don't give a fuck about you. But Corey Kissinger should have known that. Once you signed a dotted line, and they probably told you better suck our dicks. If you don't, you're out of there. That's what they said to Corey. Corey, you got to participate. I ain't doing that. My thoughts is clear, what I'm saying right now, because Corey, you should have known. Keep your mouth shut about religion. You two don't like religion. They don't care about politics. I noticed that. That's why I didn't get flagged on my political stuff. And the reason they said they ain't gonna welcome that's bullshit. Long as politics, if you don't go extreme with the politics on YouTube, I found this interesting. My conservatism series is popular. I'm teaching history of it. I'm teaching philosophy. That's why I went with it. See, when I talk about politics, I go for where it comes from. I don't want no arguments, because most people are retarded on YouTube because they don't know shit about politics. They've never been in it. At least I'm a registered voter, and I can tell you the ins and outs, how sorry it is. You gotta have your own shit if you want to help other people and things like that, especially our own people. That's the difference. Okay, you gotta have it in action and motion. But if you talk about religion enough and do it for kids like pressing yes, you're out of there. You're out of there. That's what they're looking for. See, YouTube don't want that shit flooding the gates to fuck up their image. Yeah, they care about making money, but that's secondary. I ain't saying that's the main thing. That's the main thing they want, but in reality, they care about it in a secondary form. They really want control. If you're that dude, they say advertisers making money. That's true, but it's not true. They don't need advertisers. If they make a law to get rid of advertisers, watch what I tell you. And people bitch and complain about ads on videos and those big YouTubers, they're going to do it for them. Here's the secret, though. Whoever's in office now, we know Biden's not going to run another 4-year term. I don't think he's going to run. They ain't going to let that bitch in there. I'll tell you that right now. Country's already divided. And here's the secret. Every time a Republican wins an election, YouTube thrives. They was thriving in the early 2000s. I hate to say this under Bush. When Trump came in, the year, I would say 2016, in 2020 is a little different. That's a whole nother beast. You know, that's election year. Because election year is in 2024. Okay. Republicans and people that support that shit that was never Republican in their life, they thrive. I don't know why that is. Everybody's thriving in numbers. I noticed that. And I was looking at old stats. I was like, they thriving. But then I said to myself, why is that? There's a reason for that. Support. YouTube makes all types of ways to make money. They don't need advertisers. They don't need illiterate fucks like y'all on the internet. All they have to do is find the same small towns like ours and tell them, look, if you want to be popular, you got to cut this shit out, your shit, make some good shit. We'll give you some bots and they'll raise you up. That's what they're going to do. They want the metrosexual shit, man. I've been trying to tell y'all for last year, they trying to push that. That's the way it is. Look at video games and movies. They're destroying shit. They don't care. The empire is dying. They're trying to survive this bullshit. It's all about surviving is winning. Everything else is bullshit. It's always been that way. You got to survive out here, because if you can't survive out here and you can't survive on the internet, you're done. This is a digital age. They want war, man. That's why I'm going to war all the time, because I'm not tripping off not getting views. I'm looking at the long haul, the long game, because this website ain't gonna last that forever. That's why you make sure you download this shit and move on. Or if the website dies and people stop, they just gonna neutralize shit, and then he tries to say they're gonna make you pay, but that's not gonna happen. If another website tries to outshine YouTube and people leaving it, that means YouTube is done. Especially Google. If people stop fucking with it long enough, and we've seen this in tech industry, and it's going to happen, they're going to learn, you're not invincible. Somebody's going to knock your shit loose and take it from you. Vimeo can do that. They can change certain things about their product and move forward. You know what I'm saying? Because Vimeo understands that if you want content, you got content, but they have that copyright strict law, so they're similar, but they ain't the better option. But there's not that many options out there, so somebody's got to be different and show a little protection But the internet's always been broken. So you don't know what's going to happen, who's going to win this next election than 2 years later. Because 2 years later, YouTube will be the same, but it ain't going to have enough racism. But you're going to see women controlling shit, but you got to deal with it. I ain't going to be on they bullshit. Fuck them. Because it's over. The men's spaces that y'all see today, it's going to die. You just got to understand. You got to do it for yourself. Now, the only persons that allow that shit, you know, have a group of men be successful. I mean, Ramil's good. It's a few other people, and it's a big content creator still got it. But the women is damn near the talk show in mainstream media. So they want their channels to exist. All the women channels will always look at mainstream media. They got women talking. So the men are not fucking with it. They doing pre-records. That's how they get their shine. They ain't worrying about YouTube. YouTube is finished. And I'll tell you something. Male content creators will leave YouTube. This is my prediction. I will say in 2024, if a woman president wins, they're going to leave YouTube. They're going to leave YouTube. No matter what color the man is, they're leaving YouTube. And they're leaving Google altogether because that's going to fuck with Google over time. And they ain't going to get rid of no females. Sorry. At best, YouTube will be like Instagram at best. So, if that happens, because 2 years from now, I'm not going to be streaming a lot. I'm going to drop pre-records and that's it. I'll do these outside streams when I talk about something. And that's it. And then I'll cut it off. And then next thing you know, I'll do a long live stream, probably every other Sunday. Probably every Sunday or whatever. I haven't made that decision, but I will. And then I'll probably do Thursday streams. That's it. Because Wednesday streams, I'm going to get tired of doing that. Because I was thinking about that too. I said, no, I don't need to stream on Wednesday. I thought about it. I said, nope. I'll do a pre-record every Wednesday. I'll say 2 years from now, but like in 2020 election, that's what I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start pre-recording way more and start giving you some shit. And let y'all eat off that. So yeah, pre-record is the way. It's always have been and always will be. But live streaming is the future, but the problem is it ain't structured. So again, a lot of people say they're gonna do away with avatars. I disagree. You still got big YouTubers still use avatars and play video games, and they still use them. Nobody's doing that. A lot of people say they're gonna do away. That's not gonna happen because politics. And 2 years from now, it's gonna change. Nobody's not gonna fuck with this shit now until 2 years later comes around. Like I said, elections don't mean nothing. Bullshit, they mean a lot. It's about money. Whoever wins and whoever does the people, the economy changes. It happens all the time. But they do care about the military-industrial complex. Not gonna lie about that. I agree with most people on that. But Corey has to understand, when you're doing it for kids, you're done. You already gone. And you've been 10 years. We've both been here like 10 years prior to this. But see, I've been to YouTube 15 years longer. Well, actually, I've been on YouTube since 2007. So that's 15 years ago. And this is my second channel. So this channel's been around 10 years and you've been on 10 years. You should have known. We've been here the longest. We should know that YouTube never gave a fuck about none of these niggas. They used us the whole time. I understand it when I create the second channel and I was going to war. First time I had a channel on 07, I was into music and the other shit. But when I talk about my other shit, the political shit and this shit, I didn't want to get monetized. This channel will never be monetized because my views remains the same forever. And it's going to be this way. And if I create another channel, it's going to be sports and tech. It's not going to be a lot of shit that you're going to hear. I'll talk about video game news. I ain't going to get into the politics of it. I'll talk about a snippet of it and that's it. So yeah, you know, a lot of stuff you gotta understand, like most of that shit, you gotta be smart on here, especially on YouTube. YouTube don't really have that many options to talk about content. A lot of people said they do, but that's not true. Y'all clickbait and lie on people and be on some bullshit. That's why YouTube is dying, bro. Like nobody wants to hear that shit. You're not getting 1,000 in a room every night. Fuck 100, fuck 60, or these views. If you don't have 1,000, be quiet. No matter what channel size. 1,000 is my requirement. That's how you shut me up. Most people say they can't get 1,000. If they talk about 100 views, I'm not listening to you. You better have 1,000 or shut up. That's my standard over here, because I can't listen to somebody that can get 100 people and they think they're better, which they're not. You know, people with 1,000 is better than you, and you can't control the crowd. They're not impressed by people getting 400, 600, and that 1K. Can you go over 1K? Can you do 2,000 or 15,000? That's my standard. People want with these weak arguments. It don't work. So you can't diss nobody like that. You sound retarded. Because everybody's watching everybody at the same time, and sometimes they can't be in one room in one place. You got one device. And shouts out to people that's watching. Salute to them. Appreciate y'all stopping by in the morning. But, you know, I ain't have to do this because this is just some thoughts I was thinking about last night. That stupid ass shit that I saw with that narcissistic hoe. And you know what I mean? And these niggas just embarrassing themselves. She didn't want you niggas. She just wanted some dick. That's all it was. That's all it was. And Kuda trying to say, understand the man's with shots to Kuda. Kuda, he need to leave that shit alone, man. That's a losing fight. If Kuda wants to get some views, his music is going to take him there. Like, if he says he's a DJ, which he is, but you be up there with academics. You don't need these niggas. I tell Kuda all the time, podcasting is your thing. You talk about extensive gear like the gear community, like the audio community. He fits right in. He's fine. I see him doing better. You don't need that. You want Ramil numbers? Do that every day. You don't have to do marathon stream. He can do that, but you know, a lot of people say he's tainted. I don't think he's tainted. No, he getting that right shit. He good. But see, once you talk about the manosphere, you don't get that many views. I'll tell you that right now. I've noticed that too on every channel. You gotta be quiet about that, because that manosphere shit is dead, bro. I understand it's pride, you know, because people got pride and they stubborn. I'm stubborn myself too. But you gotta understand that shit's dying, bro. Because what I've seen in 2 years, metrosexuality's here. They trying to push it so far on y'all asses. You niggas don't see it from the trees, man. And I got trees in front of me right now. But you know, y'all can't see past them. I can, but you know, the bullshit's here, man. You gotta understand, most people don't give a fuck about you in the long run. But you gotta understand something. Corey learned a lesson. If your shit gets age restricted and you talk about religion, they use the kids shit, and you press yes, you're done. And you're religious, that's a no-no. They got you. They're gonna call you a pedophile, and there it is. You gotta live with that. If I was Corey, move on, man. Like, you're not gonna win that battle against Google. That ain't YouTube, that's Google talking to you. Nigga, we own you psychologically, nigga. They trolling your ass psychologically. Once they got you out of there. They done blew your brains out and put you in the car somewhere. Then you're gone. They sell your organs down to some Asian country, but we ain't gonna go there. Niggas is done. Y'all done. I'm done. Like little cutthroats. His little ass trying to say, I cut your throat. That's little cutthroats talking. We ain't studying that, nigga. But it is what it is. But see, that's why you got these weirdos on the internet, man. They exist. They got to do something to get rid of you niggas. See, here's how they're going to get rid of you. They're not going to get rid of you based off the masculine shit and talk bad about women. Now, I mean, they are in a way, but in reality, they said, no, we got something better. Let's create the COPA law, which they instigated. It goes back to Tumblr and other sites. And see, Google and YouTube be studying other platforms. Y'all do know that, right? They watch everybody. So you better be careful. I got a story to tell y'all about this channel and my old channel. That's on Daily Motion. I was dissing YouTube so bad, right? And Google. One of these French motherfucking Daily Motion motherfuckers flagged and took down my video. Yeah. And that was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. And they took that down. How did they do that? They got a word from Google, YouTube, snatched the shit. And I figured it out. I want you talking about them. You think they ain't watching from another website? Boy, they have some slippery hands. They don't like to be criticized. They pussies. That's why they're done. This whole shit is done, bro. Like, I'm just doing this just to get some content. I don't give a fuck. But niggas has been done since day one. Like, y'all ought to know that. Once you monetize, I mean, it started in 08. That's part of it, but it got worse afterwards. 08 was fine. Now everybody support that monetized bullshit. Until niggas was geeked up in 09 and on down, your ass is done. After 2012, it's over. Trying to bust a nut in a fucking chair like a retard. All these nasty hoes, man. Ejaculating they bullshit. I say damn problem. And then want to get mad when somebody doesn't want them anymore. But that's how they control you. See, I understand the metrosexual shit. They've been pushing that shit since the beginning, 2012 and on down. See, they put them on your panels. Anybody on your panel supports that shit, you gotta be careful. He said, what's this? What's the manosphere? Da, 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 da. You got metrosexuals in your chat room. Got them on your panels. Pretending to be masculine. Come to find out they dress like one of them. And they'll ask you, what's the fucking problem? You see? That's why screenshots and clips are important. They're undefeated. They can't handle criticism. Don't force that shit on everybody. You know, we understand that you're Metro, but keep that shit over there. There's nothing wrong with inclusion, but don't force it on people. Because it might not work. Because a lot of people, they just ain't co-signing that. And you see it in entertainment. You see what YouTube is. It's going down the fucking drain. It's always been down the fucking drain, to be honest with you. It's been gone. You know, people are leaving this shit. But shouts out to Soul Black. Once again, he took another website. I wish him well. Most High bless him. But he has to understand, Rumble's no better. But if he thinks it's better, that's cool. But I ain't going over there. It's no different. And Wacky made a very valid point. He said, Rumble's like an extension of right-wing fascism. And I said, yeah, it's like the right wing. It's similar like the Republicans. Yeah, it is. But in reality, Google and YouTube's been done. They've been going to war since Rumble and the lawsuit. I did an outside stream talking about there's no options. That one of these two sites is going to war for lawsuit. And it's actually Rumble trying to do a lawsuit on Google. So it's pretty much the same shit. I mean, it's an uphill battle. You going against Google, that's like going against Twitter and somebody else like Facebook, you know, fighting over some bullshit. But we're going to leave that alone. We're going to leave that alone because I already talked about that. Y'all can do research for yourself and then see. Rumble's not it, man. Like, if you try to upload any of their content, you got to have their logo on your shit. That's the rule. And I knew it wasn't for me. I was attempting to join. I said, nope, it's not going to happen. There's other sites similar, better, but you got to be the star. You got to carry that ship. You got to be the flagship. But since Google made YouTube mainstream, it's over. Like, I understand people not coming back from this sorry website, but you got to understand something. Most people expect you to do better. But in reality is we haven't seen better than years. So it's pretty much what I've seen and done over the past couple of years. So as you can tell, you got people talking about YouTube being racist and things like that and showing favoritism. Yeah, it always have been. But it's not just the racism. It's actually the bullshit they're pushing. You know, racism is one thing. You had it in the old 2000s. Now it's like everybody wants the same shit, but don't want to do nothing about it. But once you sign a monetization thing, you're done. You can't say what you want. You gotta water it down. You gotta be mainstream. You gotta be on TV. If you want TV, put the clothes on. What I tell you about metrosexuality early in the stream, you can't go against that. I'm not pro in I don't care about that shit. That ain't my thing. I don't care about those topics. I don't put that in my video. I just put it in this stream to let you know that's what they're pushing. So I don't care about same sexuality. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. They got their shit over there. I don't want to hear nothing. And don't come into my shit after this stream or whatever. Whoever's on that tip, fuck you. Same for you. This is for people to be aware of y'all. Y'all do run this shit. I see it in Google, what they look like, YouTube, what they look like, people that co-sign that shit. That's what they're on. You see it in advertising. You know who's running that, pushing that. You see it in your cell phone companies. I saw that in T-Mobile. Quiet as kept. All these fucking cell companies pushing that because that's what they want. Look at the new Saints Row. I'll give you an example. The characters that people are mad, they didn't have the Asian big guy like a nigga, like Gat, right? And the boss, another nigga that you can make him white or whatever, acts like a nigga, right? But these kids, these college kids look metrosexual, right? They look like urban, whatever, punk style kids and all that other shit. And saying, what they say, cringy shit. Who cares? The younger generation love it. Because you got defenders out there loving that game too. It ain't just, a lot of haters. It's a lot of defenders out there. So they got to be careful. The young audience don't care. This is better than 2. I heard people saying this is better. Like, they have no idea. You just love metrosexuality, man. It is what it is. Like, I'm not mad. I'm just saying it is what it is. You love that shit. And we see it. And you got niggas in these certain spaces talk about the same shit, but don't understand. You got them on your fucking panels and shit. Chat rooms and shit. Telling any goddamn selves. Like, let's stop it. It's always been that way. You gotta read through the lines in the coding. They have always done this shit. My sinus is coming out. I had to wipe my ears for a little bit. My nerves is coming out, but but enough of that. But but that's the standard. That's the standard that people is on. With the metrosexual shit, that's evident. So when people talk about metrosexuality and all this other shit, homosexuality and all that stuff, they gonna co-sign it. Like, it's in entertainment. What you gotta do is complain about it. Like, I'm not pro none of that. What I'm saying right now, I'm against it because I don't support their little bullshit. I just don't care for the fact that if you press yes, you gotta support them. I don't think Corey, Kitchen, whatever his name is, the Christian, right? You have to understand, you support them. That's their brand. You go against that, you're done. Mainstream media wants you to support that. I don't fuck with mainstream media, but they support that. And they try to say they don't really support that, but in reality, they support that. This is what it is. Like, why do y'all act like this is a problem? It's always been a problem. Y'all did nothing in 2012 like I did. I went against certain systems. Y'all didn't do content what I did years ago. Y'all just doing live stream content, and I respect it. It's good. You have a following. But that shit gets old after a while. Can you pre-record? No, none of these dudes can't pre-record. I can pre-record and show you pictures. I got Restream for that. I can do that this year. If live stream ain't it. I get a recorder and that's it. That's pretty much it. So you got to understand something. That's how I'm going to look at it. In so many words, because you got people believing that things is going to be okay, but it's not. Trash came earlier today, like 10:08. It usually come later. Yeah. But shouts out to everybody that came, but I'm going to get up for a minute. Because I know it's in the morning where y'all at. So, get away from this bush, cause me sinus problems. But it is what it is. But you got people in that shit. So when you see dudes talking about space and that, nigga, you got people in your chat room support that shit. If y'all talking about what's the latest, chances are you're gonna find metrosexual content. It's just what it is. Like, that's the thing. And women love that shit. Excuse me, not women, but hoes love that shit. That's just what it is. Like, you cannot expect change if y'all on panels. No, you got to go out there and put something out there and make change. See, Google and YouTube's not the answer, because it's not something I would promote. You want real change, go something, do something about it. You know, not just go vote. Talk to your legislators and things like that. You know, they'll support you. But it's going to be a minute. But, you know, that's the trash, if y'all heard that in the background. So, it's trash day. It's Tuesday, you know, because Tuesday I'm known for my streaming and things like that outside and things like that. Because I always do it on a Tuesday or Friday, because my schedule on streaming, you already know, it's Sunday, Wednesday, and Thursday for now. But eventually, I'll probably do Thursday streaming from now on. The next 2 years, I'll probably. Because Wednesday streams, I just made a decision. I may pre-record more and turn it into a live stream. Can't do that. I'll let it drop on Wednesday. Yeah, I will do a pre-record and drop it on a Wednesday. Because I'm telling you how I'm going to do it. Because once I drop it, I'm going to drop it on you that Wednesday. Because I'll do it that night. Try to figure out ways to do it. But once I do it, that's it. But, you know, it's Wednesday content. So you're going to see what's up. But, anyways, I know it's 47 minutes and 5 seconds. Yeah, so it's pretty good. You know, in the morning, it's pretty is, and it's always lighting in the room because they always see me cammed up and all that other stuff. But shouts out to everybody. Got Dig, got She, got Tampa, New, Pastor. Appreciate you, man. Pastor's doing it big over there. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about Epsilon next Thursday, not this Thursday. I'm gonna be talking about something totally different. We'll see what's going on. I'm going to catch up on the news and shit. But Wednesday, we're going to talk about that Corey shit and explain to him why it exists. I'm just giving you a little snippets on this stream. But tomorrow, I'm going to go in depth why you got to be careful about that. So it's pretty much the same, man. Favoritism is king. Can't say what you want. And then they tax you for it. Ain't nobody paying for that. So, you know, it's 47 minutes. I know it's 10:12. I got something to do, but, you know, I ain't going to go on for an hour. So, you know, but shouts out to everybody came through. I had like 7 people in the room. Appreciate y'all. So with that, I'm going to say peace and shalom, and I'm out.